Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you come here often. Today I'm going to record a video that I have been meaning to do for, goodness, probably since October. Well, to be quite honest, first I thought, I'm not a dark academic, but I do love dark academia, like the vibe, the aesthetic of it. And even though I don't embrace that for myself, I'm much more Winnie the Pooh. I really do enjoy the occasional deep dive into a world of dark academia. So I'm gonna do the tag, and I have on my trusted handy dandy computer right here all of the questions, all of the prompts, and I will pop up a picture right here for you of the representative books and movies, etc. So the first prompt is, what is your favorite dark academia book? And that would have to be Jane Eyre, but I do have some honorable mentions. Wuthering Heights, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, Never Let Me Go, and The Catcher in the Rye are all some of my favorite dark academia books. The next question is, what is your favorite dark academia film? That would have to be Picnic at Hanging Rock, the Weir film, not the miniseries that Amazon put out. The original film is so scary, it's so surreal, it's so inexplicable. If you have not seen it, you need to see it. The first time I saw it was at a small art theater in Portland, Oregon with a friend in the middle of the night, and then we had to catch a couple of buses and take a walk home. And there's just so much about the film that disturbs the norm of expectation, of just general expectation of being alive, that you're left with this anxious feeling in the pit of your chest. And yes, I am highly recommending this movie. So, Dark Academia, favorite film, Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock. I also have a couple more honorable mentions, of course. That would be The Hours, and also The Children's Hour, the original with Shirley MacLaine and Audrey Hepburn. Then we have, which dead poet would you like to have a drink with? That would be this woman right here, Christina Rossetti. I love Goblin Market, and I would really just love to sit down and have a conversation with her that doesn't have to be poetic. Poets aren't always poetic. I'm not interested in her writing another poem for me. I would just like to have a conversation with her about the everyday. Favorite painting or sculpture? That would be this one by Caspar David. He's a romantic German artist. In 1822, he painted this, and as far as I can tell, it's called Woman at the Window, although I'm not certain that that's the actual name for this painting. But I do enjoy a lot of Caspar David's work. And then an honorable mention would be a painting that I actually have hanging on my wall right now, and that would be this one. And of course I just have a print, not the actual painting. I am not a billionaire. But I love this painting as well, and I don't know that this could be categorized as dark academia, but it is a favorite painting or sculpture, and it is called At the Breakfast Table with the Morning Newspaper, and is by L.A. Ring. I believe L.A. Ring is a Scandinavian artist, and this was painted in 1898. My favorite architectural marvel is the Potala Palace in Lhasa, Tibet. I have been there. I actually taught at a school with a room that faced the back side of it. I am intimately familiar with its insides and its outs. I know that you can go roller skating in the rink that is right across the street from the front entrance, and I know that you can ride a camel around a small man-made lake in the park in the rear entrance. None of those things are strictly Tibetan. A lot of that has to do with Chinese influence. Murder weapon of choice. I had to think about this one for a really long time. My murder weapon of choice is twofold. I would choose poison, and then I would also choose to hire someone else to do it. And then there is, what mythology would you most like to be a part of? That would have to be Celtic, I think. And which Shakespeare play would you want to be the lead in? That would be Macbeth. I would love to play Macbeth. Yeah, I think that just dark academically speaks for itself about me. And how many languages do you want to learn? How many languages do you speak? I speak English. That's all I'm going to claim that I speak. I have studied and can read fairly well German. I have started to teach myself using the Duolingo app, French. I used Korean dramas and Rosetta Stone and former students of mine to teach me Korean, which I really have enjoyed but haven't looked at in a really long time. I used to live in India, and so I can understand a lot of like survival Hindi, but I can't speak any of it. A very normal occurrence would be to go into the bazaar, into the town, and for me to speak English to people and for them to speak like a mix of Hindi and English called Hinglish to me, and I would be able to understand what they were saying, but that did not require that I actually learn Hindi, unfortunately. And then I would love to speak Spanish. I would love to speak Tibetan. I would love to speak Mandarin. I lived in China as well. I lived in Tibet too, but I used my survival Mandarin. I do still remember quite a lot of Mandarin, but my tones are non-existent, and my vocabulary is very limited. And then, I don't know, I would just really like to learn Navajo because I don't think a language should die. My favorite quote would have to come from Tim O'Brien, who wrote not a dark academia book, but still a dark book. It's called The Things They Carried, and it is one of my top 5 favorite books of all time. And the quote is, "Stories are for eternity, when memory is erased, when there is nothing to remember except the story." What fictional character would I like to die like? I had to think a long time about this one too. And I went with Matthew Cuthbert from the Anne of Green Gables books. Not because I would like to die from a heart attack, but because I would like to die in a place that I love, doing something I love, surrounded by people I love, in a calm and peaceful fashion, having lived a good life. What university would I like to attend if I could attend any university in the world? Oxford. Hands down, Oxford. If I were to get a PhD, what would that be? Well, I'm actually finished with everything but my dissertation for a PhD that I have put off finishing for years now, and that is in education. But if I had it to all do over again, I would love to become a Bronte Scholar. I would love to go back to the very beginning, begin at the very beginning, and just follow my interest. I didn't think that my interest was marketable, and it probably isn't marketable still. Fictional character that you would die for. Ophelia in Hamlet. She lost herself. She lost sight of herself, and she tried so hard to communicate using the language that she knew best, flowers. She uses flowers. Everything that she has to say, everything that's inside her, is said plainly in flowers. I think that Ophelia needed somebody to fight for her, and I would die for Ophelia, metaphorically. All right, and now we have a quick round of this or that. Okay, so here we go. Cloth bound or leather bound? Cloth. Sculpture or painting? painting. Piano or violin. Cello. Films or theater. This was really hard for me. I absolutely love them both, but theater. Poetry or prose. Again, really hard for me. I really love them both, but prose. Museums or bookshops. Oh my goodness, tear my heart out and stomp on the floor, would you? This was really hard for me, but I went with bookshops. Smell of books or coffee tea. Coffee. Fountain pen or typewriter. Fountain pen. New or used. Used. That's books, new or used books. Dog ear, the corner of your book, or highlight. Those two things aren't the same. Dog ear or bookmark, that would be the same, and I would go with either, whatever's most convenient at the moment. And then highlight or sticky note seems to be more precise or more accurate there as far as comparisons go, and I would go with sticky notes. Or pencil. I don't highlight in books very much. Pencil. Pencil or sticky notes or dog ear or bookmark. There is no real connection between dog ear or highlighter. All right, so thank you to Caroline and Emma for creating this tag, and I've linked both of their original videos down below. And I've also listed all of the questions in case you have lived under a rock and haven't seen this tag. So many people have done it and it's super fun. Consider yourself tagged if you haven't done this yet, and have a great time. Thanks for watching. I'll be doing one more video before December 1st. I have decided that I'm going to try and do Vlogmas in my own way. I'm going to post one short video a day for Vlogmas for the entire month of December, and I'm gonna culminate Vlogmas or the season with a 48-hour readathon at the end of the month. And I'm not gonna stay awake for 48 hours. I'm not even gonna stay awake for 24 hours. That is so not me. But I'm gonna see how much I can read during those last couple of days of my winter break. And I'm pretty excited to have some books to put on a TBR for that. But I also know that 'tis the season for gifting and there will be lots of books coming into my life. So yeah. Stay tuned for daily Vlogmas starting December 1st. I will do one more video before that though. Thanks for joining me. Try the Dark Academia tag. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and